What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at McFarlane. I've got Steel. Let's see what's going on. Let's check it out. Now tuning into the encountered culture.
Anyway, stop being me, place. Counter-culture, it's in your face. Fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you never see us again.
As promised, today we're taking a look at Steel. See what we've got going on. Alright, of course there he is, Steel. We're under the DC Multiverse. You've got 22 moving parts. McFarlane Toys, ages 12 and up. Flip it to this side. DC Multiverse Steel. There's your QR code at the bottom. Flip it to the back. Steel, Reign of the Supermen. Awesome looking image on the back here. I'm so here for this Reign of the Supermen stuff. Like, keep pumping it out. We got a few more to go. Really looking forward to that Cyborg Superman whenever that happens. But I digress. All right. Down at the bottom, there's some important information. Another QR code. A little bit more down there. Steel, Reign of the Supermen. Let's get him out of the box. Fresh out of the box. I like the figure. It's got some good aesthetics. Some things that I'm not too much in love with for this figure, but we'll get into that when we look a little bit closer. Not a lot going on, right? So you don't get any extra hands, no extra head. You get the hammer, so he's got this kinetic hammer, and the card and the base. Of course, it is a base offering, $19.99 figure, at least where I bought it. I've seen on some other sites like Amazon, it's $22.99, so not sure what's going on there. I know we've got some price hikes going on for those exclusive figures, so maybe we're starting to see that across the line. I hope not. There's just going the route of the Marvel Legends thing, right? And frankly, McFarlane's not quite as good as Marvel Legends, and that's not saying a ton. Even hey, look, I collect both, so I'm not hating. I'm just saying. All right, I digress though. We're going off on a tangent. Let's get into this figure. Let's see what's good. Let's see what's not so good. Let's take a look. So of course you do get your trading card, which mimics the art on the back of the box there. For those of you who are collecting these or looking forward to collecting these with your figures, it's always a nice touch. So I absolutely enjoy that. There was like that weird stint where they were just putting pictures of the figure. I'm so glad that that's over. But there you go. There's a little bio there, right? So John Henry Irons. Taking a closer look. Aesthetically, this figure looks really nice. So I guess like if you're an inbox collector, none of this will matter to you. It does look pretty good in the box. For those of us who are loose collectors, here we go. All right, so like I said, no extra hands. I do like that we got this open hand though, as opposed to a closed fist. If we're only gonna get one set of hands, I think we got the right set, so I will give the credit there. As far as articulation goes, again, we continue to be like oddly loose in the shoulders, so you still get that there and that almost like hollow feeling in this plastic. Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, so you get this. All of this looks really nice. Some good detailing throughout. You'll get some marbling in the plastic, but for this figure, I think it actually works in favor of the design. So not a huge problem. Not that I'm ever really bothered by marbling for the most part, but I do think it kind of lends to the overall aesthetic here. So there you go. All right. So back up to the shoulders. I mean, you would have a full range of motion if not for the shoulder pad here. So that will hinder you a little bit. But you do get your upper bicep swivel up there. You do have your double jointed elbows there. Nothing in the forearm, but the detailing there does look nice. You're just not going to get the movement. At the wrist, you do have your ball, which is fairly hidden by design. So I'm a fan of that at a minimum. But you do get all of your regular motion in the wrist there. Coming up to the head, he will look down almost all the way. And he'll look up only to about there, but it does give you at least a sort of upward looking motion as opposed to just only being able to go straight forward. Do wish it went back a little bit further though. Torso, you do get all that swivel in there, and it doesn't seem like you're going to get much at the lower portion of that torso down there. Belt in place firmly, but looking good. Again, like, the aesthetics on this are pretty solid. I am liking all of that. The only thing I don't love, though, is the S. I wish it was the more metallic looking, not like so chalky looking, if that makes sense. So, not hugely into this, but it's all right. I just think that, that looks so good, and we're not quite there. All right, coming down to the legs, of course, nothing at the upper thigh. He'll kick out to about there, and only back to about there. Leg comes out to there. Double jointed at the knee. Nothing at the upper calf. There's your toe, and down here, you will get, good amount of range front and back, and not as much side to side. This doesn't get in the way as much as you think it would, but I do think that design sort of hinders what they were able to do in your side to side pivots there. All right, so fairly basic articulation as you think you'd be accustomed to for these McFarlane figures. So nothing out of the ordinary there. Some design things that would be a little bit nicer for sure, and maybe a few other touches that would have been pretty good. I think the face sculpt being the main highlight for this figure. I mean, that's such a great looking head sculpt though. Despite anything else that I may not love about this figure, head sculpt is definitely on top of what I really enjoy about this Steel figure. But let's get into some size comparisons. For your first comparison here, I do have the DC Steel. So a little bit older figure in a 6-inch scale, but a very nice looking figure. And you can see like the S, how metallic it looks, the paint app on that one versus this one. Just a nicer look, and to me, more so captures the look of Steel, right? So I'm not expecting all of that level of paint, even though I guess I should, right? I'm buying this figure, and it's something I'm very much into, especially the Reign of the Supermen. But I guess just that minor touch on the S probably just makes it okay for me. The plastic on the hammer aside. There you go. You can see this McFarlane figure certainly towers over the DC version, so not really able to mix those lines per se, but at least gives you an idea of what you used to get versus what you do get. And then here he is compared to Mafex, which I know you're like, is there a comparison? How could you even put these two levels of figures next to each other? I'll be the first to tell you that I am not fully on the Mafex train. The only figures I own are from the Reign of the Supermen, and the ones I've pre-ordered as well for the rest of that. So it's not even like I have a ton of these Mafex figures anyway. So I'm not fully convinced, but that we're not talking about that anyway. We're talking about McFarlane. This figure costs $19.99. This one does not. Again, scale-wise, this is in your 6-inch scale. That's in your 7-inch, which gives more credo to the fact that McFarlane really should have done these in a 6-inch scale. But yeah, anyway, that's a whole separate conversation. So there you go. You can see what he looks like up against there. Again, the S on that one being more metallic, so I really don't understand the decision there, but maybe to give more appeal to the chase figure, I guess. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. There is Steel from the Reign of the Supermen, DC Multiverse, McFarlane Toys. Okay figure at best. Am I excited to have it? Absolutely, because I'm a sucker for this stuff. A couple of things I would have liked to have seen different. I would have liked a more metallic S. I would have liked an S on the back of the cape, but it's McFarlane and we never get those. Would have liked a little bit stronger plastic on the sledgehammer. Those are my major gripes. Not too bad, not bad enough to where I would totally reject this figure at the price point, right? $19.99, fair enough for me. Good to go. Decent looking aesthetically, and the plastic, the marbling not bothering me. I do think it lends to the design, so I'm okay with it. Like the little hints of blue. I do like the detailing down here, like the chalkiness and stuff works on some of these areas for me, just not so much on the S. Love to hear what you think about it down in the comments below. As always, if you are over on Instagram or you are over on Whatnot, feel free to check it out over there. Most importantly, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And until next time, take it easy.
I'm being erased, I'm being replaced. Counterculture, it's in your face. It's fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you never see us again.